The night my wife looked me in the eyes and said she wanted independence, I felt something inside me collapse. We were sitting at the dinner table, candles burning low, plates of food untouched. She didn't shout. She didn't cry. She just said it like she had practiced the line in front of a mirror 100 times. I need independence. I can't breathe in this marriage anymore. I need to live for myself. The words hit me harder than any argument we had ever had, because they didn't sound like a cry for help. They sounded like a final decision. I sat there in silence, the fork trembling in my hand. For years, I had worked hard to give her everything she asked for: a home, stability, support for her dreams. I encouraged her when she wanted to quit her job, stood by her when she doubted herself, and told her she could always count on me. And now, suddenly, she was saying all of it was suffocating her. My first instinct was to ask what I had done wrong, to beg her to explain, but the look on her face told me there was no point. She had already chosen another path. The next morning, she was gone. She packed 2 suitcases, took her car, and left without so much as a goodbye kiss. The bed felt cold. The house echoed with emptiness. For days, I walked through the rooms like a ghost, touching the things she had left behind, trying to understand how a love that once felt unbreakable could dissolve overnight. My friends told me not to blame myself, but my heart wouldn't listen. I replayed every argument, every moment of distance, searching for the exact second when I lost her. But then, the truth came out faster than I expected. A friend of mine called me one evening, his voice heavy with hesitation. He had seen her, seen my wife, at a local grocery store. She wasn't alone. She was with a man I didn't recognize, laughing and holding his arm like they had been together for years. The man looked nothing like what I thought she wanted. Unkempt, sloppy, barely older than a kid still figuring out life. It didn't take long before the rumors spread across town. She hadn't left to find herself. She had left to be with him. And she hadn't just left. She had been cheating long before the night she told me she wanted independence. The betrayal sank in like poison. Suddenly, her speech about freedom and self-discovery made sense. It was all a cover. She wasn't looking for independence. She was running headfirst into recklessness. A week after leaving, I heard the most crushing detail of all. She was already pregnant. People whispered it at bars. Neighbors mentioned it in passing. The timeline didn't lie. She had been with him before she ever had the courage to admit it to me. My heartbreak turned into a quiet, burning anger. But along with that anger came clarity. For so long, I had seen her as the center of my world. I worked, sacrificed, and planned everything around her happiness. And she threw it all away for a fantasy with a man who couldn't even hold a steady job. While she played house in a rundown trailer park, I made a different choice. I filed for divorce. I cut financial ties. I protected my assets. I built walls where there had once been trust. The last time I saw her was in the courthouse. She looked nothing like the confident woman who once declared she needed freedom. She looked tired, worn down, older than her years. The glow of rebellion was gone from her eyes, replaced by regret and exhaustion. She avoided me for most of the hearing, but when she finally looked up, our eyes met. In that moment, I saw the truth. She knew she had traded love and stability for a dream that had crumbled before it even began. Her new man sat in the back of the courtroom, restless, shifting in his chair like he didn't want to be there. He wouldn't last. I knew it. And deep down, she knew it too. She had chained herself to someone who could never provide what she had walked away from. She wanted independence, but what she got was dependence on a man who wasn't worth a fraction of the life we had built. I walked out of that courthouse lighter than I had in years. For the first time, I wasn't angry. I wasn't even sad. I was free. She thought she was escaping a cage, but she had only locked herself inside another one. Her so-called independence lasted a week. My freedom, the one I found after cutting her out of my life, was permanent. Months later, I heard she was still in that trailer, pregnant, struggling, and depending on charity from people she once looked down on. The same woman who once laughed about how she deserved more than I could give her now had less than she ever imagined. That was the ending she chose, not the one I gave her. And me? I started again. I rebuilt my life, brick by brick, stronger, this time. I learned that sometimes the greatest gift a person can give you is showing you who they truly are, because it frees you to walk away without guilt. She confessed she wanted independence, but what she really confessed was that she never valued what we had. She chose betrayal. I chose peace. Her story ended in a trailer park with regret in her eyes. Mine began again, wide open, with nothing, holding me back. She thought she left me for freedom, but in truth, I was the one who found it.